Hello, this is Kelly Pyrone, and I am sharing my very first ever process video with you. I'm learning all the ins and outs of content creation, so please be gentle with me. So here for this layout, I am using Paige Evans' Bloom Street collection. I am so in love with this collection. I've used it already several times to create probably 4 or 5 different layouts. So this is another one using Bloom Street. And ironically enough, the title of this layout will end up being Bloom. This is a photo of my granddaughter Emery, which I took just at the beginning of this month. The dress she's wearing had purple, and whenever I saw the purple, I was like, yes, this is perfect for the Bloom Street collection. So this is a picture of her in front of a rose bush that I take a picture of her in this spot every year. And when the roses are in bloom, they only bloom once. And this year it struck me how much she has grown and blossomed and bloomed this past year. During this whole COVID pandemic thing, she's stayed with me because I am in my profession is I'm an elementary teacher. I teach 3rd grade, which just so happens that she's in 3rd grade. So she's lived with me for the past few months while all this is going on, just so I could help her mainly with schoolwork. And so I've gotten to see up close and personal just how much she has grown and changed and blossomed. And it's bittersweet, y'all, because she's my first grandbaby and she's growing up too fast. But anyway, so here I am fussing around with different die cuts and shapes and elements, just auditioning them, trying to see where I want things to go. The doily is gonna stay there. And you'll see I kind of just sort through my die cuts from this collection and kind of just see what I like, what I don't. What I'm trying to achieve is, more of a balance I've got lots of colors going on here, but I want a balance between darks and lights, and because it's a very pretty light colored background. So I want to add some contrast. I feel like the teal blue of the butterfly and the banner piece give me a pretty good contrast. And then the pink and purple is perfect for her dress and for the rest of the layout. The little watering can, that's going to end up staying there, although it will move positions a couple of times. As you'll see, I'm kind of stick it down and then rearrange as I go kind of scrapbooker. Here's a good example of that. I start with my title here, ends up in a completely different spot. That's just how I go. I'm the kind of have to see it and live with it for a few minutes to see if I'm gonna like it or have to change things around. And you'll see I change things around quite a bit. So as I'm fussing around with finding elements and stuff, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am, if you couldn't tell, I'm from West Texas. I've been scrapbooking since my daughter, who is 30, she's just about to turn 30, since she was probably 5 years old. And obviously my scrapbook style has evolved and changed a lot over the years. Sometimes I go through phases where I'd rather be crafting or painting, so I've been active and creatively active for many years. But my one true love that I always come back to is always scrapbooking, because I love memory keeping. It's just something that's a part of me and that I feel like is so important for my family and generations to come. Hopefully will someday come back and want to look at this and see who their grandma was and who their relatives were, and they'll find those answers here in the scrapbooks. And boy, do I have a bunch of them. So this is just something that has always been a part of me, that I'm just a storyteller, a memory keeper, and something that I love. And here I go, some more fussing around with pieces, trying to decide where I want things. I ended up not using that pink round shape. All about the floral clusters on this layout. Just trying to find a good balance with color and shape. And that butterfly ends up staying there. As you notice, I like to have some elements popped up. I like the dimension. I give texture to things with my fingers. I'm a big proponent of using your fingers for distressing and lifting things up. I like to see the shadow and the depth. And I like the effect of distressing with your fingers. I do that a lot, and you'll see that. If that disturbs you, I'm sorry, I've only gotten one paper cut from doing it, so I'm pretty careful. But I've tried to use like the Tim Holtz distress tool, and it's just easier for me just to use my fingers. So you'll see that a lot too throughout this video. I use my fingers a lot. That's why I don't have my nails done. They stay short because I use them like tools. And that white floral butterfly ends up not staying. It's going away. Here I am fussing because I can't find the right shape of floral element that I want. That one's a little too short for me, and I end up not using that. Trying to make up my mind. Do I want it? Because I really like the colors. It just wasn't the right shape. This is the perfect shape, and I like the light blue teal color because it kind of ties everything in together right there. Here am I contemplate calling this in bloom instead of just bloom, and I stole some letters from the word spring. So I'm looking at it, trying to decide. I end up not using that. Anyway, I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying their time at home. I hope that you're getting lots of scrapbooking done during this pandemic. Hope everyone is well. I know here in West Texas, in my hometown, we don't have that many cases, and we have a lot of things opening up now, and I try to wear my mask everywhere I go still, but we don't have too many cases here in our town, and hopefully we keep it that way. I know some places were so unfortunate with the amount of cases that their town or city have had to go through an experience, and my prayers are with you, and I hope for fast recovery for those places. I'm going through the sticker book. I'm finding these are just some little finishing touches. Pretty much everything I have is going to stay. As you see, I'm moving the title once more. I like it tucked up a little bit closer. I like everything to be somewhat connected feeling. And I felt like it was a little disconnected over there. I'm finding some word stickers. This one says bloom where you were planted, and I thought that was perfect. And here we go, moving stuff around. The water can had to come down because I felt like that word sticker was a little bit disconnected there. And I'm fussing with pieces and getting them just how I want them. Does anybody else do that? Am I just weird? I feel like I mess around so much with the little pieces. To me, it's all about the details. That's my favorite. This is my favorite part of the whole process, is embellishing and finding the perfect little place for each little item. It's kind of like a puzzle. So I'm popping up some smaller, that's a little bumblebee, is so super cute. Popping him up on a pop dot to give him a little dimension. And moving the word stickers around. That word sticker up at the top says one of a kind. I'm adding some more floral pieces just to give a fuller, more dynamic look, I feel like. Again, these are the little details that make me so happy. And I love the floral pieces. I think it's just a floral packet. It's all florals and floral pieces in this bloom collection. This is my second pack I'm on right now. I love them. I wish all manufacturers would do that. Every time they have some kind of floral in their collection, just make a whole section of florals, a whole die cut pack of florals, nothing but florals. I just added a little cute little earthworm down there by the watering can. A few more flowers just to balance the color out. Another bumblebee on pop dots. I am using my fingers as my tool. These are my distressing tools. I used to ink all of my edges, and since I've started distressing the edges, I feel like it gives enough definition that I don't really have to do that. I still every once in a while will ink edges. It just depends on the mood and feel that I'm going for, and if it's usually a vintage or heritage type layout, I'll ink edges normally. And I'm just adding a few enamel dots. These are from Jen Hadfield from the Hello There or Hey There, that new collection. They're not really enamel dots, they're kind of like puffy dots. They're pretty and the colors work with this collection. So finishing off. These are my final little details, and then I will be wrapping this up pretty soon. Thank you if you've stuck around this entire video. Hopefully the ones in the future are even better. Oh, I meant to say I had taken this off or I had paused the video and went and sewed around the edges, added some stitching to the title, and down there in the hearts, you can see it in the close-ups here. I also mounted this to a white cardstock sheet. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.